Hello and welcome to another water drop. In this water drop we are going to look at how you can combine InfraWorks and InfoWorks. Two similar names, two different solutions to display your flood information in a very dynamic fashion. Alright, who is this for? This is for modelers looking to kind of up their game, more dynamically show how they can report results from their InfoWorks ICM models. It's for developers who maybe want to look at, again, combining their modeling results with something like Civil 3D files. You can put everything into InfraWorks and see that data, do things like clash detection, and really visualize your model in a very dynamic way. It's great for final presentation materials, which I'll show at the end, an example of a kind of a fly-through of what this model looks like. And again, the solutions that are being used in this video are InfoWorks ICM, which is the hydraulic modeling solution for storm, sewer, and flood applications, and then InfraWorks, which is part of the AEC Collection. So for a lot of engineers out there, civil engineers, you might have access to this already as part of your AEC Collection. The workflow we're going through today is simply taking that analysis from InfoWorks ICM, exporting that out to GIS, then using the connector within InfraWorks to bring that GIS data into InfoWorks after we create that model automatically within InfoWorks. We'll then import that ICM data and other layers into InfoWorks, and then we'll edit how we can display that information and show a quick fly through of what that'll look like in InfoWorks, that very dynamic display of that flooding analysis in this example. So this workflow begins within InfoWorks ICM. Here is where I will generate my model run, specifically my 2D model simulation. You can see some of the parameters for this simulation here within the run itself. You can see the results can be displayed within InfoWorks ICM, even within 3D here. But if I want to make this look a little bit better, tie this into CAD and GIS data, I'll want to export this out and tie it into InfraWorks, which is what we'll do in this workflow. So the first step before I export anything is to double check my coordinate system. So go to Geoplan, set coordinate system, double check your projection here, make sure this is a very universal projection system, and then it's going to work within InfraWorks as well. Once you have your coordinate system set, go ahead and come up to Model, or Results I should say, export Maxima to GIS, to shapefile. Again, a lot of ways you could do this, a lot of ways you could get information out of ICM and bring it into a GIS format to then bring it into InfraWorks. This is the way I chose to do it. Pretty straightforward, selecting those tables that I want to export, exporting those out to shapefile. I would click OK here. I've already done this, so I won't do that again. But the idea is once you export those out, you would select those shapefiles, maybe zip those up, send those to a zip folder, and then what you can do from there is actually drag and drop these into maybe your ArcGIS Online site. So this is what I did in this example. I dragged and dropped these to ArcGIS Online. You can see the shapefiles here. You can see I created them as feature layers that are now hosted in my site. And again, very straightforward in order to do this. Just simply drag and drop here to create those ArcGIS hosted feature layers from your shapefiles. Now my model simulation data exported out of InfoWorks ICM, I can now enter InfraWorks and begin to create my more design level model here. So to create my model, I'm actually going to use the Model Builder tool, which pulls information from public facing data sources such as OpenStreetMap and Microsoft Bing Maps to start to build my model. Things like the buildings, elevations, roads, things like this are automatically going to be placed within my model here. So here's the site I want to select. I'll give a coordinate system and then give this a model name. And as soon as I do this, it's going to start creating my model here in the background. So it's preparing my model and it's going to notify me when my model is set and ready to go. Fast forward 5 minutes or so and you get this email saying the model I just created with the Model Builder is now ready. So I could go into that model. However, I've done the exact same thing with this Greenville one, which I will enter in, that already has the manholes, pipes, and 2D mesh in there. So here I am within that model. Again, the only change to this model compared to the one we just created is the 2D mesh you see here. And if I go below surface and zoom in a bit, you can see the pipes and the manholes here as well. So those are the only difference, and I can show you real quickly how I brought those in and how I got everything to look the way it is right now in InfoWorks. It does look a heck of a lot just cleaner. than InfoWorks ICM. So that is the power of bringing this into InfoWorks here. So to bring this information in here, you can see you've got multiple data sources you can show within InfraWorks. And here I've got my 2D zones. Again, buildings, coverage areas, these things came in during the model builder phase. Node results and conduit results, those came in from InfoWorks ICM. So it was able to easily add those. You could do those from shapefile. The way I did it was I actually uploaded those files to ArcGIS Online. So I brought those files in from ArcGIS Online here. So you can use the Autodesk connector for ArcGIS, search within your content. I found that information within this folder here, the 2D zones. I brought those in as water areas, the node results. I brought those in as connectors, and the conduits brought those in as pipelines. So you can easily bring in information directly from ArcGIS Online as well. Select that area you're interested in that matches up with InfoWorks, and that is another easy way to do this. So again, lots of different ways to reconcile information within the InfoWorks database. It really is a great catch-all solution to display information very cleanly here. Next, once I brought that in, again, you can see I've got a little map theme here. I've got the depth actually highlighted for those flooding areas. As you can see, I've got this depth theme I can turn on or off. You can also see that the facades on these buildings here, again, just showing the power of the InfraWorks engine to really display these views in pretty compelling ways here. So here's the conceptual view as well, which looks even better. Not only can I have this model and display it within InfoWorks, and again, this very, robust view, this very clean view, but I can present this and create different videos and pictures from this in interesting ways as well. So you can see in this model already, I've created this storyboard where I'm actually flying around and showing my model in an actual video here that I could present to someone here. So I'm showing the overhead view. If I jump ahead a few seconds, I added particular events to show how I kind of crane down here, zoom into the network, how I end up going to a street view of this analysis. I even, again, underground, seeing the pipelines there. I can see the water, where that's flooding, what that looks like potentially on the street. All these things can be added in what's called this kind of storyboard view, which I have actually exported out to a video file as well here. So again, can share these video files, export out this model to different file types here, export out that video. And again, a lot of ways to view this very clean way, a lot of different ways to view this very dynamic analysis in the InfoWorks presentation view here. So just to quickly show what this can look like here, here's a quick movie again I made of this model. You can zoom in on different parts of your InfoWorks model, fly through underground, slow down the camera angle, go along different street corridors, again, view the network from underground to crane up. And again, just really makes that 2D analysis, that very sophisticated 2D analysis you worked hard on within InfoWorks ICM, really come to life within InfoWorks. So in summary, again, this is really just scratching the surface of what you can do with ICM results within InfoWorks. Definitely not comprehensive. There is so much more you can do with InfoWorks and hydraulic analyses results that you import into the platform. We only looked at really display, how you can display 2D results and analysis within InfoWorks, but you can look at points of interest, you can do conflict resolution, you can look at hotspots, even drainage, a little bit of drainage design, looking at culverts within InfoWorks. There's so much more that we will look to cover in additional videos. But thanks again for taking the time today, and I hope that you are able to now use InfoWorks ICM and InfraWorks as part of the AEC collection a little bit more collaboratively.